Hello everyone, welcome back to CodeVerse. So today we're going to solve our fourth problem, that is set matrix zeros, right? So first of all, we'll see what is the problem statement here, right? So that we had given a matrix of something, we can say like n cross m, right? Either n cross n or m cross m, right? Or it contains only zeros and ones, that is of binary number it will contain only. So what is the problem statement here, right? While traversing through the matrix, a zero come if a zero will come, so what it will do, what will do wait tell what will do, suppose a zero will come, so because of this zero it will mark the entire row and its column to zero, right? It will also mark to zero, right? So this is a problem statement, we can say. So we'll see how will you approach this problem. First of all, we'll see the brute force approach. Like what is the first thought that will come in our mind? So wait, yeah. So first of all, what we'll do, like while traversing through array, and while traversing, here one will come, here one. When the pointer will arrive here, so what it will do, it will mark this one as zero, this one as zero, this one as zero, this one as zero, this one as also zero. So till here it will be fine. But when the pointer will arrive here, right? So the zero, which like this one has become zero because of this, is it right? So it will create a problem because in the question we have only three zeros, right? So instead of marking zero to all the ones, we will mark it to minus one. Let me show, right? We'll mark it to minus one. What we'll do, like here one, uh, it will come minus one, one, again minus 1, 0, then 0 minus 1, and 1 minus 1, then 0, then 1, then 1 minus 1, 1, 1. So here what I did, like because of this zero, what I did, I had marked to all its respective rows and columns. I had marked to it to minus one. Similarly, we'll do it for all the elements. We'll mark it to minus one, and later marking after marking at the end, what we'll do, we'll uh, like whatever the matrix which has marked to minus one, will make it zero. So at the end we'll get out the at the end we'll get the desired output at what we want. So directly move to the code part, right? uh, I'll add the pseudo code here. Wait. So in the beginning, what we are doing, we'll first of all have to traverse through the array. So as we all know, we have to use for loop for I equal to 0 to n. Let's assume that we have a n cross m matrix, right? And inside this for loop, we will use one more for loop for j equal to 0 to m, we can say, right? And here inside, I will write if if array of I j equal to 0, then what we'll do, we'll mark we'll mark the row I, and will mark the mark column j, right? So separately, I'll write the function for this, right? So for the mark row, for the mark row, it will pass the row value, right? We'll traverse through the row for for the particular column, right? For the particular column, j equal to 0 to m, right? What we'll do, if if array of ij is not equal to 0, is not equal to 0, see, is not equal to 0. In that case, what we'll do, we'll mark that particular element to -1, right? And similarly we'll do for the column part also, right? So here this is the pseudo code. Here this one is for the row, this one for the traversing. So what we'll see the time complexity here, right? So that for that, here the time complexity is quite more, because here we what we are doing here for this particular two loops, the time complexity is here n cross m, and we are using two function calls. Here it will be n cross m, n plus m, and again one loop we'll use for the row, another one more will use for the column also. So that also will be n cross m. So the total time complexity will be what? N cross m, then n plus m, then we'll have n cross m, right? So it will be someone around order of n cube, we can say, but we have to optimize this. So we'll see the its better solution. Now we'll see the better solution for this. Like in the previous problem, what we are doing, just we are just after search, after getting the 0, we are marking to all the ones as -1, right? And after marking it to -1, we again at the end we have to change all the -1 to 0. So because of that, it was the time complexity was around n cube. So we have to optimize it to somewhere around n square or less than n cube, we can say. So what we'll do here, while like instead of marking -1, well, we'll use here extra space, right? If we use extra space here, right, for particular row, for the rows and for the columns, right? If we'll use, right, suppose we'll take here column of size m, we can say, or here we'll take row of size n, right? And we'll initialize them to 0, right? Here 0, 0, 0, and 0. So just focus on my words, right? Focus on my words, right? Here's the main glitch, right? So suppose here's the one, no problem, one, 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 one. Again here, when the 0 will come, we'll mark this 0 as 1 and this 0 as 1, right? Again we'll move the 0 will come, we'll mark this 0 as 1, this 0 as 1. Again we'll move, we'll mark this 0 as 1, this 0 as 1, and we'll do for all the zeros in the matrix, right? And at the end, whatever, like at the end, the marked 0, the 0 which has marked 1, will make them to, we just change that particular rows and columns to 0. It will be okay for this, right? Let me do a let me explain this, right? So see, here the 0 will come, so it will be 1 and it will be 1, right? Again we'll move, here the 0 will come, right? Because this, it will be 1, again it will be 1, right? Again we'll move, right? So here already 1 is there, we'll make it 1, right? Again move, already 1 is there, already 1 is there. At the end, we just change this particular row, this particular column, right? This particular column, this particular row to all the 0, right? Is it what we are doing, right? So we directly move to the coding part, and the code I'll explain that what we are doing. Just I'll explain through the steps, right? So we'll move to the coding part, right? So here's the problem. I'll provide the problem link in the description. Just do practice the problem, right, and check whether the your solution is correct or not. So what we did, first of all, we could take particular, like we'll take one extra row and column, right? So we'll take row of size, we can say n, and we have to initialize them to 0, right? And we will also take one column, right? A column of size m, and will initialize them to 0. So after initializing, what we are doing, right? First of all, we'll iterate, then we'll check where the 0 is coming. When the 0 will come, we'll mark this particular row number that we have used the extra rows and column, will mark them as 1. So we'll use while for iterating, int I 0, you can say, then I less than n, right? Then I plus plus, right? Then again we will use one more for loop for iteration, right? For int j is equal to 0, then j less than n, right? Then j plus plus, right? Okay. So here, if we will use one here if condition, right? Is the here the name of the array is matrix, right? If if matrix if matrix of I, then j is equal to 0, right? In that case, what we'll do, we'll use make row of I, we'll make a row of I equal to 1 and column of I equal to 1, right? Right, we'll make just we have marked the row of I as 1, and the column should be j, right? Column should be j, sorry for this thing, j, yeah. So till now we had marked the particular row and the column. Now what we'll do, again we'll iterate through those extra row and column, and we'll check where the where the all the marked one rows should be 0 and the column should be 0, right? For that case, what we'll do, I will come out again, iterate through that, right? Int I and I equal to 0, right? I 0, then I less than n, then plus plus, right? Should copy this code now. Why I'm typing it? I should copy this part, because although we are doing the same thing, right? Iteration part is same now. Yeah. So I think we need two closing parentheses, I can say, right? So we're done with this side. Right? My indentation should be good so that our code will run fine. So now fine, right? So we'll use if the particular row of I, we'll use or condition here, right? Or column of j, if it's 1, in that case, what we'll do, we'll make matrix of I j, matrix of I j should be 0, and at the end we'll return the matrix, right? So I think, let me run the code. I think there should not be a problem. No one error is coming, right? The get test cases is failed because no, I think something problem has came now. It's correct. So what is the problem? N comma m. Oh shit. Yeah, the column should be right. It should be m. No? It should be m. Right? It should be m. Now it will run fine. Now it's correct, right? So all the test cases were passed. Yep. Now we'll see the time complexity, right? The time complexity because as we can see we're using the for loop here, right? So two for loops are there, right? So here the time complexity is m cross n. Here the time complexity is also n cross m, and we are taking some extra space. So because of this, the time complexity is quite better than the previous one. So this is a better approach as compared to the previous. Uh, so this is the final. I'll provide the problem link in the description. Do practice it and do subscribe to my channel for the more such videos. Thank you.